Bonsoir, chers amis. Bienvenue à l'autre émission de Mozaik. Ici, c'est Claude Moncousso. Et avec, vous connaissez une émission qui a deux belles mondes qui a toujours parlé de plusieurs sujets. Nous gagnons avec nous aujourd'hui Samantha Ragmarine. Je vais dire en français, Ragmarine. How are you, Samantha?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. So, on a fait en anglais parce que les pauvres apprennent créole. Peut-être d'ici la semaine prochaine, on va parler créole, mais Kounia là, on a fait en anglais. I let him know that you're right here looking at you. I told them that we're not going to do it in Creole because you don't speak Creole that well yet. But by next week, you'll be better and you'll be able to do a whole conversation in Creole.
Sure.
Well, you've been on the Haitian radio quite a bit. You've
Yes.
been a presence. And then when I heard a little bit of what you're doing, I was interested because not only because I think that it's an important service. You know, I think Haitians are. I don't know if they cause accidents or if they're involved in accidents, but definitely in the Haitian areas where they live, insurance is higher, car insurance is higher. Some areas in North Miami you can even hardly get car insurance. So we know that it's part of the issue. But then again, there's a whole slew of radio and all kinds of promotion advertising to get people to contact. So if you can explain what the attorney referral business is about.
Sure.
And then I heard some things about the kind of abuses that are happening that I want to hear more about. But tell me a little bit about your business and how it works.
Okay. Hi everyone, this is Samantha Randline from Car Accident Referral Services, aka CARS. CARS is an attorney and medical referral service. I've been doing this for over 20 plus years. And the reason I started CARS is because I wanted to be able to put more money into the client's pockets. So most of my attorneys I've known for over 20 plus years because I've been doing this since I was a teenager. And I don't believe that an attorney or a doctor should walk away with the most money. I truly believe that the client that gets into the accident and any other type of injuries should be the one that's walking away with the most money. Most attorneys in the entire state of Florida will take 33 1/3%. If they take your case to court, they will take 40% from your settlement. Our network of attorneys will take 25%. Regardless if they take your case to court or not, they will take 25% instead of 33 1/3 and 40% up to a $1 million settlement. Which, what does that mean? It's putting more money into the client's pockets.
So let me explain that to better understand it. We know that attorneys take, like you said, 33 1/3 or maybe up to 40 if they go to court.
Correct.
And you've gotten attorneys to accept the work on the condition of getting 25%.
Correct.
And how did you do that? How did you convince them to work that way?
Because I told my attorneys, listen, you guys have been around for years. It's not about making money. It's about grassroots. It's about caring about people. Most of these people that get into car accidents, they don't have a lot of money. A lot of them will lose their cars and then they put so much money into their cars. So I said to my attorneys, listen, I'm going to start to 25%. Do you want to be part of it? Because here's the kicker. You could call an attorney first and that same exact attorney could be in my network, and that attorney, because you called him first, can take up to 40%. If you had called Car Accident Referral Services first, that attorney could take 25%. And that's why I encourage people to always call us first, because you never know which attorney will be in our network. So I don't think it's fair that an attorney will take so much. And not only that, if you take one of my attorneys and one of my doctors, at the end of their cases, my clients are calling me. They're sending me a picture of their settlement. They're saying, Samantha, can you get these bills negotiated or written off? And I do that for every single client. I make sure I make time for that. Most attorneys out there, they would just pay the providers.
While I was in your office setting up, I heard you talking to different clients that were calling. Not all of them were car accident situations. So
Correct.
Are you helping people to find attorneys for not just car accidents, but other cases?
We do. Our main focus is car accidents, slip and fall, and workers' comp. If somebody else needs us for immigration, criminal, and stuff, we will help them because we have all types of attorneys now in our network. Our major focus is car accidents, slip and fall, and workers' comp, But right now, people that have used this years ago, they'll say, hey, you know, I need a criminal attorney, or I need an immigration attorney, or I need a family attorney. We have no problem helping them and sending them to the correct people.
Right now, with Haitians, TPS is a big issue.
Okay.
So, and immigration has always been. I know that there's been a lot of bad immigration attorneys that are just taking advantage. And I'm sure that TPS is the same situation, making them pay quite a bit of money for something, for just filling out forms that almost anybody can do, because they're not comfortable with that. So, do you have immigration attorneys or people that can help with TPS that are going to be, like you say, a little bit more caring about the financial situation of these people?
My attorneys, any attorney that I send to any of my clients, my attorneys will speak to them, and their consultation is free. I know some people will not speak to anybody if they don't give them $150 an hour. Any attorney that I give to my clients, my attorneys will speak to them for free. They'll be as honest as possible with them, and they'll say, listen, it's better that you do this yourself, and then we can help you with this part if they want to save money. But at least the consultation is free. I've known so many people that will say, well, I spent $500 in this consultation, and then they didn't help me. They just gave me a bunch of websites to download these forms and then go here and fill it out, and that's it. So to me, I tell people, knowledge is powerful, and just if you call us, we'll help you. Even if it's just for like a 5-minute or 10-minute conversation call with the attorney will take the time out and speak to them.
So at least they can talk to the attorney, explain the situation. The attorney is not going to charge them.
No.
And be able to tell them if they can help,
Yes.
help them or not.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, and I think that's important. But I also know that the referral business for attorneys, for doctors, for medical help, it's kind of delicate, you know, as far as there are things that you can do legally, but there are laws that maybe a lot of our viewers don't know about, that there are things you cannot do and you can go to jail for. So can you explain to me what are the dangers of, in a situation where you are referring or you're getting someone to contact an attorney? Explain to me what they don't know and what they could be in trouble doing.
So let me explain. If any attorney or any doctor contacts you and gives you money to treat with any doctors or to sign up with them, it is illegal and you will go to jail. Remember, you have no clue who's wearing a wire. You have no clue who's wearing a camera. Nobody. I've had patients that says, well, I'll come to you if you give me money. I will not do it. This is how I would do it legally. When you take money from a doctor or from an attorney, that doctor and that attorney is going to take 40% from your settlement. If you call Car Accident Referral Services, we will give you an attorney that will take 25%, putting up to 15% more in your pocket. You have runners out there, you have doctors out there that will pay you guys to treat with them, regardless if it's $100, $500, or $2,000. It is illegal. The money that you're taking illegally, you can quadruple or 10 times as much get it from Car Accident Referral Services attorneys, because they're only taking 25% compared to the 40%. I know at the beginning, $1,000 is appetizing and you want to do it. No, it's not worth going to jail. And that's where I'm very tired of people like saying, you know what, I'm going to go to the Haitian community and I'm going to pay them and I'm going to do this because every Haitian person, will take the money. No, show them that you guys are smarter, show them that you guys are better, and show them that you don't need their lousy $1,000, because it will end you in jail and it's not worth it.
So what they're doing, the attorneys, this is attorneys?
Attorneys and doctors, yes.
So they'll pay somebody to come to them for a visit after an accident.
Correct.
And then they have the case, and now they attack the insurance companies, whatever, and they'll make their money back, obviously, because they're going to be charging 40%.
Correct.
So the idea is that anybody who is charging 40 is actually maybe giving you $500 or $1,000 up front. But not only is it in the long run not financial sense, but it's illegal. It's illegal for you to get paid by an attorney. That means a person who's injured, who's actually injured. If they hear somebody telling them, well, if you go to this attorney, they'll pay you. And if you take that money, that's illegal.
Yes.
So you're injured and you're in jail.
Yes. Because a lot of people will go, and I'm telling you this, and I'm going to share this with you because I'm very passionate when it comes to certain things like this. And I hate when I hear it, because especially when clients will tell me, oh, well, this taxi cab driver told me to go to this doctor's office and he'll give me $2,000. You know, a lot of these people will target the Haitian community at the taxi lot at the airport, at the taxi lot at Port Everglades, and they'll pay these taxi guys to bring all these patients in, and that is illegal. The only person that's making the money is the attorney, the doctor, and the runners. The patient is not, because the attorneys and doctors are taking so much money from them.
But the attorney and the doctors, if they get caught doing that, don't they get in trouble?
Absolutely. That's why if you look at these big names, and I will not say names, but I will tell you this, you guys are very smart. Look at these big names when you see billboards and when you see them on TV. Look at how they have changed their names. In other words, if there was a law firm that had 4 or 5 names on it, and then all of a sudden you see a name disappear, that is why. 2 of the biggest law firms, if you Google them, I cannot tell you them because I do not want to, say anything, but if you Google their names, one got in a lot of trouble, and they were found on recordings for a couple years where they told patients that they do not have surgery, they have no case. The other one was a very big law firm in Fort Lauderdale, and they took one of the attorney's names off, and that attorney lost his license, and he also no longer can work as an attorney, and he got in trouble for paying patients.
And this attorney is right now putting food at Publix in a one of those, basically he's working at Publix because he lost his license. He went to jail and now he has no money. And that can happen to you. I'm listening on the radio and other places, and I hear Haitian men or women working for attorneys, or so in other words, they're putting, because these are maybe, American attorneys or Jamaican attorneys, but they're using Haitians in between so that the Haitians that they're paying to promote this, they're the ones who's going to get in jail, because they're going to say, oh, that's not us. And so in other words, they're using Haitians as a buffer between them and going to jail. And even though the money's enticing, like you said, but at the end, you don't win. First of all, because if you take any money up front and you get caught, you're done. And if you're not legal, that type of action gets you deported, by the way. Because anything that, when you break the law, whatever it is, if you're trying for TPS or anything like that, if you do anything illegal, you're back to Earthquake City, So, and then now you take these people who are working, who think they're doing a legitimate job. Do they know that they could go to jail for doing this?
I would say some of them know that they can go to jail, and some of them don't care because the money's so good. They don't realize it. They don't realize that people can be setting them up. People can be, listen, this is what I've learned in my life. Everybody wants things to happen right away. The last big arrest they did was about 4 or 5 years ago. And it took them 6, 7 years to do those arrests, where they arrested tons of doctors and tons of attorneys for paying kickbacks, for paying body shops, for paying tow truck companies. Trust me, it only takes time for them to realize what's going on. And that's why I tell people, taking the kickbacks illegally, no. And people targeting Haitian community is just wrong. Absolutely wrong.
It's been like that since we started broadcasting in 1988, and there's been always, the Haitian community is always a target because of their lack of information, or lack of education, or the lack of and we do our best with ITTV to educate as much as we can to keep them out of harm's way. But obviously we're not the only media. There's all kinds of other media who will just take your money from anybody and promote. And it's not just that. We've seen mortgages situation where some very well-known Haitians end up going to jail because of taking the deposits for homes and using it for something else, or even all kinds of referral situation that is illegal. So that's why I really wanted to bring you on to talk about the business that you have, and I think it's important that people know that they don't have to just rely on somebody who tells them that they're going to get money if they call. If you think about it, if they give you money, they're offering you money to go and do a case against an insurance company where they're going to be making $500,000 or $1 million or $2 million. Why are they giving you money? They're going to make money if they're going to win the case. But they're giving you money so you can be with them, which means that they're going to make so much money that they can afford to give you. And you're given an opportunity to say, you know what, 25% is enough for the work that you do. The rest is for the client. I think smart Haitians or see this, most of them will definitely react and at least understand that it's their benefit, but not everyone. So,
well, this is what I would tell them, and this is what I truly believe. Just because they have a lot of money to put into advertisements, and if you see them on billboards, on TV, on radio, listen, there's a big law firm in Miami, and he always says, hey, call me and you'll speak to me directly. You wouldn't believe how many people tell me that they don't get to speak to him at all. So just because, you know, a lot of people would call in on my radio shows and they'll be like, hey, you know, I want a white Jewish attorney. Listen, it doesn't matter if they're white, black, or Spanish. All of my attorneys are truly amazing. They are compassionate and they want to treat you like family, and they want to put more money into the client's pockets. I don't care what anybody tells you, because let me tell you something. Somebody would be like, well, my mom told me to go here, or my dad or my friend or my coworker told me to go there. And if that's where you guys are going, just remember, you don't know if this person referring you is getting a kickback for referring you. You may not even get anything. This person just telling you to go there because he or she's going to get a kickback. And that's where the killer is, because listen, if you're truly, truly hurt, do me a favor, just get treated and just call us, because that's what it's about. It's about helping each other, and it's about putting more money into the client's pockets, because at the end of the day.
So I want to give the number again, 833-504-2277.
Yes.
That's the cars. That's the
And that's
car
a toll-free
accident.
number.
A toll-free.
Yes.
Well, today with cell phones, almost everything is toll-free, you know. But and then there's a 954 number, which is 954-249-5858. But so if you get into an accident or know somebody who got into an accident, they call that number. They're going to be referred to somebody who's not going to take more than 25%.
Correct. So,
and these are the kind of attorneys that you're going to refer that are good attorneys, or else they wouldn't be. There's no money to be made for anybody. If you're a bad attorney, nothing happens, right?
well, I'm a qualified provider of the Florida Bar. So every year I have to give the Florida Bar every single one of my attorneys and their license number that's in my network. And I do that every single year. And I'm an open book. I even tell them which doctors I work with. You have to remember, car accident referral services is in the entire state of Florida. So it doesn't matter which location. They can be in Orlando, Jacksonville, Fort Myers. It doesn't matter. We have doctors and attorneys all throughout the entire state of Florida.
I'm going to tell you a little story, and it's a true story. It's a sad story. A good friend of mine was an attorney, a woman attorney, Haitian, 20 years ago. And she started doing a lot of what you're doing. But as an attorney, what she started doing is really helping Haitians with their legal issues. And she became a problem for the big Miami attorneys, because she was able to do the kind of work at a reasonable cost compared to what they have been doing. And this is about 20 years ago. The process became she became so successful in being able to help these, the boat people, all those issues who had all kinds of legal issues. And they were losing cases to her, that they got together. It's a clique. And they got together and they got her disbarred. Totally false accusations. And to this day, she finally has been able to sue them, because she went to another state and she sued them, and they're, and she won the case. And we're talking about even attorneys that are retired now, that are now going to be out of their pocket, millions of dollars are going to have to come out, because they destroyed this woman's career, because she was helping Haitians at a reasonable cost, while the big attorneys were being hurt by that. and they got it this smart. I can tell you, it's going to be a big story. The movie, it's going to be, we're going to work on a film on this, but you, not all your attorneys are your friends, and you have to be careful. You have to understand that the ones that are going to try to take everything they can from you, and so by saying you want a white attorney, Jewish attorney, whatever, that's not always the right choice. You know, it's not always the right choice. I think sometimes it's someone that understands you, that you can communicate to. There are wonderful Haitian attorneys that I've worked with, that I've done. There's a young University of Miami football player that was accused for beating his pregnant girlfriend by her, and he said he was innocent. Of course, he got thrown out of the team, and his attorney is Michael Etienne, which is a Haitian, and they presented the case, and finally the woman was having a post-mortem depression, mm-hmm. and made up the story. And in effect, imagine you're on the University of Miami, you get kicked off the team, you're one of the best players, you're now, your career is over, and he was able to win the case, and they were able to put and get the University of Miami to put him back on the team, and now he's going to continue his career because somebody lied, if not the right attorney was there, and it wasn't a Jewish attorney, it wasn't a big name attorney, but it was somebody that cared.
And that's what you want.
That's what we want. Any last word that you'd like to share with the community? And I know that the Haitian community, if you're investing in that community, that means you believe in them. And I think it's good, and I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Any last word you want to have
yes.
with them?
Listen, I was born and raised in Guyana, and we are all West Indian. It doesn't matter if you're Haitian, Jamaican, Bahamian, Trinidadian, Guyanese, doesn't matter. I want us to stick together. Just like how the Jewish sticks together, the Spanish stick together, we need to show them that we as a Caribbean and as a group will stick together for our own. Because let me tell you something, at the end of the day, all they want is to make money on your case. And it should be about you. And it doesn't matter if you guys don't call me and you call somebody else. My best advice to you guys is always, always ask questions. Because I'll tell you why. I had a client yesterday and she was like, well, instead of 33 1/3, the attorney made her sign a 30% and he said that he will negotiate it at the end. I said, did he put that in writing? She said, no. I said, well, there you go. Because now when her case settles, he will take 30%. My best advice to you is get everything in writing. Every single thing in writing, because so many of you would be like, well, I'm happy with my attorney. He or she says that, she'll negotiate, or he'll negotiate at the end. Get it in writing, because I've seen it where once the case is settled, it's a whole different ballpark. So my best advice is to call us. And even if you don't like us, it's okay. Get the knowledge, get the free information, and talk to us. But just be careful of who you speak to and who you give your information to. And I'm begging you guys, do not take any illegal kickbacks. It is not worth it. You guys have kids. You guys have mom and dads, brothers and sisters. Don't go to jail for a couple $1,000s. It's just simply not worth it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Samantha. Mes amis, j'espère que vous t'étendez. Un message là important. Si quelqu'un qui a offert cob pour porter un cas, apporter un monde qui etc. Ça c'est contre la loi ou qui a fait la prison ou qu'on a un monde qui a fait ça, parler avec eux parce que effectivement ici il n'y a pas joué. Tout le monde, un peu monde a un microphone, il y a une caméra de tous côtés. Vous pensez que ça va faire ou pas Kembe et Kembe quand même. Ici c'est Claude Moncousseau, l'autre émission de Mozaik, Haïti TV. Merci en pile, à la prochaine.